he had left. So 26 pesos son el total cantidad de dinero que él tenía para gastar o para usar. $8 es lo que él gastó en comida. Voy a poner el símbolo de dólares. $18 es lo que le queda después de comprar la comida. So, now we know that the games cost $2 to play, and we know that he spent the rest of his money on the games after he bought the food. So this money is what he's spending. So we're going to bring that over here. If he has $18 left and it costs $2 to play each game, then that lets us know that we need to divide 18 by 2. We can do this two ways. You can either do it this way and use your knowledge of multiplication facts to get your answer, or you can do it this way. 2 doesn't go into 1, so we're going to put a 0 here. But 2 does go into 18. How many times does 2 go into 18? Correct. 9 times. And once we write the 9, we're going to erase that little 0. Okay. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. We're showing it in 2 different ways. You could put this here. Well, no. We put the 0 up there. Okay. So now we're going to write out our answer. Lewis played 9 games. Okay? So take a minute to look at that. Make sure you understand it. I'm also going to screenshot this just so that if you guys need to look at it later, you can look at it later. All right, does that make sense? Okay. So now I'm going to clear this page just to move on to the next question. Number 3. Let's start with cubes. We're going to circle the important numbers. We will then underline the question. Hold on, my line is all squiggly. I'm going to underline the question. We're going to box any math action words that we see. So how many, each. All right. And even though every is not a math action word, that lets us know that it's happening more than once. Okay? All right, let's look at what we know. What do we know? What do we know? Okay. We know that, oh, we forgot something here. Hold on. No, we didn't. It's just out of line. Okay. We know that Matthew, sorry guys, has 4 dogs, right? That's his total amount of dogs that he has. We also know that each dog gets 2 treats per day. Okay, so that means that each dog every day will get 2 treats. And now we want to know what we need to find out. So what do we need to find? We need to find how many treats all the dogs get in 5 days. Okay? So in 5 days, how many treats do all the dogs get? All right, so over here, let me just move this over. This is a bit of a pain. All right, so over here, we're going to run through everything that we know and what we need to find out to help us solve the problem. So what do we know? We know that Matthew has 4 dogs. So Matthew has 4 dogs. And each dog will get 2 treats. So we can go about this different ways. If you had a problem and you didn't understand how to solve it, you could have drawn a picture. You could have drawn 1 dog, 2 dogs, 3 dogs, 4 dogs. And if there are 4 dogs and each dog gets 2 treats, that means this dog gets 2 treats, this dog gets 2 treats, this dog gets 2 treats, this dog gets 2 treats. And we can do repeated addition to find out how many treats the dogs get in total. Correct. 8 treats. Or, since multiplication is repeated addition, we can do multiplication. 4 times 2 is 8. So it's 8 total treats. So podemos resolver el problema en diferentes maneras. Si están teniendo mucha dificultad, pueden hacer un dibujo para ayudarlos. También pueden hacer las calculaciones si ya entienden que tiene que multiplicar los 2 números. Now, what we're trying to find out is how many treats all the dogs will get in 5 days. So if all the dogs get 8 total treats in one day, what do we need to know? What do we need to do in order to know how many treats they get in total in 5 days? That's right, we're going to multiply. So for each day, this is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. There are 5 days, and they get 8 treats. All the dogs get 8 treats on the second day. All the dogs get 8 treats on the third day. All the dogs get 8 treats on the fourth day. And all the dogs get 8 treats on the fifth day. So, lo puedes sumar, you can add them, or you can do repeated addition, or you can do multiplication. So you can do 8 times 5, and that will give you 40. So we're going to write out our answer in a sentence. All the dogs get 40 treats in 5 days. And that's our answer. Does that make a little bit more sense? I hope so. I'm going to screenshot this so that you guys can look at it later and go over it. when you need to. Let me clear the page. Let's go on to the next question. Ava draws a rectangle with an area of 18 square centimeters. What are all the possible side lengths of the rectangle? So let's do cubes. We're going to circle the important numbers. We're going to underline the question. We're going to box any math action word. So we're looking at the side lengths. Okay, we're looking at area. All right. Choose all that apply just means that I don't want you to give me just one example. I want you to give me as many examples as you can. Give me as many possible side lengths as you can. So that lets you know that there's more than one side length. Okay, so we have our rectangle. I'm just going to draw it so you guys can see it. Now, let's look at what we know. What do we know? We know the area of the rectangle is 18. Sabemos que la área del rectángulo es 18. Is 18. Let's put square centimeters. Okay. Now what do we need to find out? What do we need to find? Okay. We need to find all the possible side lengths. This was one of the problems that you guys had a bit of difficulty with. So I just wanted to show you what they mean by possible side lengths. So you're looking for pairs. You're not just looking for one number. You're looking for pairs of numbers. Okay. So, since the area is 18 square centimeters, since we know that the area is 18 square centimeters, that lets us know that we need to find numbers that are multiples of 18. Why? Because area equals length times width, right? So we know that area equals length times width. So that means that we know that it's 18 square centimeters. So we need to find out what the length and the width are. And in order to do that, you can divide 18 by different numbers to figure out how many pairs you can find. Or you can do what is a little bit easier. You can look at 18 and look for all the factors of 18. Look for all the numbers that multiply, look for all the factors that'll give you the multiple 18. So we're going to start with 1 and 18. We're going to do our factor rainbow. 1 times 18 equals 18. 1 multiplicado con 18 te va a dar 18.